Welcome back to ShoutingElectronics. Our next patient is this Centurion Nova remote control, which stopped working in the rain and the buttons have all worn out, which allowed the rain to basically get in and stop this remote working. Now normally you just get a new remote and program it into the gate motor, because this is a learning remote, and this is a code hopping remote, so the code keeps on changing, so you can't just go and open it like the other older remotes and set dip switches to choose your code in that. This you have to actually tell the gate motor specifically each remote. Now I would do this, but this remote has been programmed into about 20 different gates and receivers and that. So ideally I would like to keep this one working. So let's take a look at what the damage is. As soon as I noticed it had corrosion in that, I did remove the battery just to protect as much of the circuit as possible. Let's just show you to over here. Okay, so you can see there's quite a bit of corrosion on the board and that. But now with this, it's actually with this type of remote, it's actually a single chip solution. This little chip, which is a microchip branded HCS 301, I believe it is, which is the code hopping chip. So basically what I'm going to do, this chip is the one that's got the sequence in it. I'm going to take this chip and transplant it onto a remote control that's still good. Then basically, because all the codes are in this chip and it's in the new remotes, it will work the same. I don't need to go and reprogram it in all the gates. So let's open the new remote, or well, second hand, but the one that we're going to be transplanting into. And let's just put a battery in and see that it does transmit. Okay, so we do have a transmission there on all 4 buttons. Let's take the board out, and you see this board looks in a lot cleaner condition once the camera focuses on it. Okay, so first step is I'm going to remove this chip. Sorry, I'm going to remove this key, I think it's Keeloq, or I'm going to remove this, basically this remote control chip from this board and go and transplant it onto the new board. Let's put the board in the picture there so you can see it. I'm not too worried about damaging the buttons and that on this board. Okay, so there is our chip off the board. I'm looking carefully, I don't see any solder bridges or anything like that. And surprisingly we didn't... Oh yeah, don't pick something like this up straight after you've put it on a hot air station. Okay, so let me remove this chip from the good board and get everything else out the way. So that's my chip that I want. Just brushing gently along all the pins, and then it comes right up. So this chip is going to get discarded or put into storage. Okay, now let's go take a look. And this is actually just going to clean off the pads, give me a nice flat surface. I'm not going to put too much pressure that I end up pulling the pads off, especially if I'm wiping sideways, which you're not supposed to do. Thanks Lewis Rossman for teaching me that. RossmanGroup.com. He repairs lots tinier things than this. In focus. Okay, so I'm going to go and just put a bit of solder on the one corner there. Okay, and orientate my chip the right way. I could use hot air reflowing, but I don't actually have decent flux, so we'll rather just have the neighborhood dogs barking. I think I've soldered everything, but I got a tiny bit too much solder on that pin there. Don't want it to go away. Why are you being so difficult? I really hope I don't just drop a pin off the chip. No, shucks, I think I might have just broken a pin off my chip. Well, straight away I've got a leakage, because as soon as I hook the battery on, I get... Okay, let's see what my damage is. Yep, my chip is down a leg. Great. No, okay, that was a bummer. So now I'll have to go and reprogram this remote into all of the gates I access. This controls gates and also a smoke machine. Put a Nova receiver on a smoke machine for, well, for small uses for concerts and things like that. So much for that idea. I don't know if it's because my solder is not for surface mounting. I mean, it's not thin enough or whatever. So I guess maybe we should try a bit of solder paste and flux that I don't think really is electronics fluxes. Nesco flux. Self-cleaning flux. I don't know, it just smells like ammonia, so just very strong stuff. Just clean these pads off again and wick them off. Okay, so as you can see, I have put some solder paste onto those pads. Okay, don't know how well my solder paste is. Still is because it's quite an old solder paste. but it has been kept cool in the fridge. Just have to clean this pin on this chip. Okay, so I put very little solder paste. I just used a little piece of tiny little piece of wire there to just spread on some. Of course, if I hadn't broken the pin on that other chip, I would have probably been able to just redo it like this on the other chip and it would have been good to go. But can't always show you things that go right. See? You have to show you that things go wrong sometimes. Okay, come on, focus. Got the problem where these tweezers are tight. So ideally the solder paste should melt and pull the chip into alignment on the pads if I don't go and smear it all over too much and give myself a bad day. I think that's close enough. What do you think? Let's go for low air. Don't feel like blowing the chip all over the place. Sure, with this small nozzle, low air sounds like a lot. Okay, well there's our solder paste melting. Oh, did you see that? The chip jumped into place. Okay, so now we're just doing a gentle, make sure all the solder has melted. I think that's it. Nearly melted my button on the way out there. Okay, now let's leave it to cool for a bit. And then we'll see. The pin looks tight. If you see that we push it, we get a... Now, this board's still hot. And look, it looks like it's got a delay because if you do a quick push, it stays a bit longer like it's transmitting the code. So this might actually be working the way it was before I destroyed it. And just to show you the carnage on the previous remote control. Okay, there is a whole bunch of water that went under those pads there. There's a bunch of stuff shorting out. It really looks kind of nasty. Okay, but now our main test is the remote that I took the chip out of and put it back in. Does it still work? Okay, so my setup again. I've got an NESDR smart software-defined radio dongle, and I'm running Ubuntu Linux on my laptop here with GQRX. Hello. Oh, hello. It's turning by itself for some reason. It doesn't want us to see the signal, I guess. Okay, so let's hit the... Okay, so now I'm going to push the button. And as you hear, we're getting pulsing. Should be getting pulsing at a few different frequencies. If I hold the button in here, okay, that's around about 432 meg. Okay, so at 433.0, you can see that we are getting a signal. You can actually hear it pulsing. And if you look at the waterfall, you can see it's like a dot, 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 dot. Holding the next button, the next button. Widen this bandwidth a bit. Yeah, so we are getting a signal from the control. Okay, so it looks like it works again. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this video, even though it didn't go expected, it didn't do what I wanted it to do. But at least you can see that everyone does do stupid things like break pins off chips, and when they have a means and that to do surface mount soldering using hot air station and solder paste, that they go and do silly things like using a normal soldering iron with a large tip and large solder. So I hope you learned something. I'm glad we got this existing or this new remote working again after I tried to butcher another chip into it. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you learned something. If you like this video, please click the thumbs up button, click subscribe so you can be notified whenever we upload new videos. Click the little bell icon, that way it notifies you sooner when we upload new videos. And please share this channel to your friends. Thank you.